Hello and welcome back to Mindful Bipolar Talks, your mindful space to explore emotions, mental health, and everything in between with compassion and curiosity. If you're new here, please take a deep breath with us, and don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share this episode with someone who might need it. It helps us grow and reach more people who are navigating life just like you. Today we're diving into a big one, a non-judgmental attitude, the lie of positive and negative emotions. This might just flip everything you've believed about feelings upside down in the best way possible. So go ahead, settle into your space, and let's take this journey together. A farmer, a horse, and a lesson in perspective. Let me start with a story. Once upon a time there was a farmer. One day his horse ran away. His neighbors were quick to react. "Oh no, that's terrible. What bad luck." But the farmer simply said, "I don't know. We'll see," and kept working on his land. The next day that runaway horse came back and brought along 2 wild horses with it. The neighbors cheered. "What great fortune! You're so lucky." But again the farmer said, "I don't know. We'll see." Not long after, his son tried to tame one of the new horses and he fell, breaking his leg. "Oh no, this is terrible," the neighbors cried. And again the farmer replied, "I don't know. We'll see." Later on, when a war broke out, all the able-bodied young men in the village were drafted, except his son, who was spared because of the injury. Once again the neighbors returned. "You're so fortunate," they exclaimed. And you already know what the farmer said. "I don't know. We'll see." This story teaches us something vital. Life is rarely as simple as good or bad. Often, what seems terrible at first can lead to unexpected blessings, and what seems wonderful may come with consequences. Have you ever looked back and realized that something painful actually led you to something meaningful? Let's keep going. Do you judge your feelings without realizing it? Be honest. Have you ever told yourself, "I shouldn't feel this way," or just stay positive? Maybe you've even apologized for being sad or angry. In society, especially in Western culture, we've been taught to label our feelings. Happiness is good, sadness is bad. Anger? Unacceptable. Fear? Weakness. Boys are told not to cry. Girls are told not to get mad. Everyone's told to smile through it. But here's the truth. This kind of emotional judging creates internal conflict. When we label emotions as either good or bad, we immediately set up a war inside ourselves. What would it be like to experience your emotions without labeling them first? Let's explore that. The problem with labeling emotions. The good versus bad emotion mindset actually has roots in early psychology. A theorist named Paul Ekman identified 6 primary emotions: happiness, sadness, anger, fear, disgust, and surprise. But over time, society placed happiness on a pedestal and labeled all the rest as negative. Here's the problem. If we believe that 5 out of 6 basic human emotions are bad, then we spend most of our lives trying not to feel, well, human. We suppress sadness. We fear anger. We feel guilty about guilt. This constant resistance, it's exhausting, and it disconnects us from ourselves. Have you ever tried so hard not to feel something, only for it to bubble up anyway? You're not alone. Suppress and explode. The emotional trap. Here's a pattern many of us know all too well. We push feelings down, pretending everything's fine. But that sadness or frustration doesn't go away. It just builds. Until finally it explodes. We snap. We break down. And then, we feel ashamed and start suppressing all over again. This is called the suppress-react cycle, and it's a trap. We think if we just had more control, more mental strength, we could manage. But really, we're stuck between 2 extremes, denying our feelings or acting on them impulsively. But what if there's a third way? A middle path where we don't suppress or explode. We acknowledge and respond? What would happen if instead of fighting your emotions, you listen to them? Let's find out. Building emotional strength through awareness. Here's where things shift. Instead of labeling emotions as bad, try describing them. Say, "This is uncomfortable," or "This is intense," or even, "This is painful, but it's part of my experience right now." That might sound like a small change, but it's powerful. Because when we stop judging, we open the door to real emotional strength. Think of it like becoming a scientist of your own inner world. Where does fear sit in your body? What does anger taste like in your chest? What thoughts come with guilt? When we describe, we become aware. And when we're aware, we can choose how to act. Curious what your emotions are trying to teach you? Keep listening. It gets even better. The cost of emotional avoidance, a real story. Let me share a real story from Humans of New York. A man described how he used to smoke weed every day. He said he could function fine, run his business, pour concrete, do his job. But it ruined his marriage. Why? Because he never felt anything. The weed made him numb. His wife's sadness didn't move him. Her needs didn't register. He was so used to feeling fine that he couldn't see the problem until it was too late. This is what emotional suppression can do. It creates emotional blindness. And even though he felt good at the time, he now lives with deep regret. Is there a part of your life where you might be avoiding feelings instead of facing them? It's okay. There's always time to turn inward. Uncomfortable doesn't mean bad. Emotions like guilt, sadness, fear, or disappointment can actually be helpful. They show us what matters. They push us to grow. They keep us connected to our values. So instead of saying, "This is a bad emotion," say, "This is hard. This is heavy. This is stretching me." This small shift opens you up to learning from your emotions instead of avoiding them. Can you feel the difference between rejecting a feeling and gently sitting with it? Let's keep going. Getting better at feeling, not just feeling better. Everyone wants to feel better. But what most of us don't realize is that we actually need to get better at feeling first. That means building the emotional capacity to sit with discomfort, to name what we're feeling, and to make intentional choices, not reactive ones. And paradoxically, people who are better at feeling difficult emotions end up being more joyful, peaceful, and emotionally balanced in the long run. Ready to build that kind of peace into your life? You're already doing it by being here. Mindful homework for today. Here's your gentle challenge. Write down the emotions you believe are good and bad. Then ask yourself, where did I learn that? Was I ever told it's wrong to feel angry or sad? Which feelings have I pushed down for years? Next, pick one emotion and describe it like you're the first human to ever feel it. What does it feel like in your chest? In your stomach? What thoughts come with it? This exercise isn't about fixing anything. It's about noticing. And in that noticing, healing begins. Which emotion will you explore today? What's coming next? In our upcoming episodes, we'll dive deeper into how to stop struggling with your emotions, how to calm your nervous system, and how to act with intention, even when emotions run high. We'll even look at pop culture references like Star Trek's Data, a robot who learns to feel. Spoiler alert. It's more relatable than you think. So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share this podcast. Someone out there needs this message just like you did today. Here's what I want to leave you with. Emotions are not enemies. They're not problems to fix. They're signals to listen to. When you stop judging and start describing, you stop fighting yourself. And that's when healing happens. Thank you for being here with me on Mindful Bipolar Talks. If this resonated with you, please like, comment, subscribe, and share it with a friend. Disclaimer. This episode is for informational purposes only. It's not a replacement for therapy or professional help. Always consult with a licensed expert for support tailored to you.